Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. We were just listening right there. Let me tell you what we just heard. Nathan and Noah East. It's their father and son. It's their debut album is Father and Son. The album though is called Father Son, and it's out on April 18th. Pre-save it now. We just listened to Close to Home, which is featuring Eric Clapton. Wow. Such great guests on this musical guests on this album. Well, in studio here today, or in their studio, my special guests are Nathan and Noah East, a father-son duo with an album with the same name, inspiring originals and beautifully reimagined classics. Father Son is the debut collaboration by legendary bassist Nathan East and his wonderkin 24-year-old pianist organist son Noah. Nathan East co-wrote Easy Lover with Phil Collins and Philip Bailey, earning Britain's prestigious Ivor Novella Award. Novello.
Oh,
Herbie
yeah.
Hancock says of Nathan, he is selfless. That is what is incredible about Nathan East. In 2014, Nathan released his debut album on the Yamaha Entertainment Group label, which went to #1 on the Billboard Jazz charts and earned a Grammy nomination for Best Contemporary Instrumental Album. Noah's musical journey has taken him to prestigious venues worldwide, including the Lots Concert Hall in Seoul, South Korea, and the iconic Tokyo Blue Note Jazz Club. And he's played at numerous jazz festivals around the world. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you. It's good to be back here on the Jeremiah Show.
It is good to be in your company and to spin this new album with you. What a better way! Can you imagine a better way to spend an afternoon? I can't. Noah, in your words, what is the role of a son?
Ooh, I think the role of the son is to carry on what the father has instilled in him and carry on that legacy and continue the family. But I think it's just, it's like he is a musician and then he created me and now we get to make music together. And it's a collaboration and it's something that wouldn't be possible if I wasn't here. And so I'm grateful every day I wake up to be able to have this collaboration as a father-son duo and wouldn't trade it for anything.
That's beautiful. And Nathan, in your words, what's the role of the father?
Well, we're here and to carve a pathway for those that are coming behind us. So I think when I see how my son has so pretty much brilliantly come along this path, and there are a lot of choices to make every day.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes me proud of making a lot of good choices along the way. And when I say that, I mean musically, spiritually, and just as a human being. So what more could a father wish for than to see that in his son?
Mm-hmm. When you guys talked about how you play in the room, and if you're watching this interview on YouTube, you'll see the room I'm talking about that Nathan and Noah are sitting in, their pianos, their musical instruments, wonderful artwork on the back wall, and just imagining you guys playing there all the time and as much as possible together
Yeah.
all night, staying up all night, making music together. I can't imagine. I would imagine as a father how comforting that must be that your son's there beside you and not out getting into too much trouble. Uh, and vice versa, just having that time with your father, has got to be, it's something you will never forget. And you both are, I'm sure, so grateful for that time together. So the album is Father, Son, you know, without stating the obvious, what's the title? What's the concept behind the album? or is it
Well,
just as obvious as
it's just pretty obvious. You know, you could look for something clever, and but I like the simplicity and the universality of father son. You know, that's a relationship that we all know about, and you know, the thing that strikes me today in society and a lot of neighborhoods is sometimes you don't really see the father. So
Mhm.
um, I'm always, you know, I feel sorry for those people that don't have that experience because it's such a special. I had a very special experience with my father, and he was always around, and that was something that I said to myself as I was growing up that yeah, I'm going to be there too for my kids, you know, and just that little simple thing is a big deal.
Yeah. Well, and the two words, father and son, the name of the album, there's so much um, that that you can bring to that as the person that picks up the album and puts it on and starts listening, person that looks at the album jacket cover, reads those words, you know, you start thinking about your own relationship with your father, or if you're a father, maybe with your son. There's so much. It's two words, but it's very large in concept, I think, and pretty.
And especially the piano and bass, that's a combination that is so it goes together so well. You know, I think about Bill Evans, Scott LaFaro, you know, and
Mm.
Keith Jarrett and Charlie Hayden, um, and those duos, you know, Duke Ellington and Ray Brown, you know, just that combination and how much music can come out of there. And we had a chance last weekend to hear another father-son great duo with Gerald and John Clayton. And again, you know, Gerald at the piano and John on upright, and we keep them lifted in prayer because John lost everything in the fires. You know, he lost two double basses, and one special bass that he acquired from Ray Brown, and it was Ray's bass, and everything. So we've been just lifting them in prayer, and anybody that wants to help them, they have a GoFundMe page, and this is where we as the music community lift each
Come
other up.
together. Hmm. Do you have that direction, the URL for that GoFundMe, or
Let's see.
if not,
Well,
I'll find it. I'll find
yeah,
it.
it's under John Clayton's uh,
Okay.
their Facebook or website.
Would you say that the bass guitar and the piano, the bass is the father in the musical terms in the musical world? Would there, if there were such a thing as the bass and the father and the piano, the
That
son?
that would be I would look at that as an
Hey,
analogy.
you heard it here first. If you say it, I
Come on,
believe
right
it.
here. I
If
like that.
you,
I'm going with
yeah, okay. You said it, I believe it.
it.
You know, for both of you, when words aren't enough, with my father, I had a hard time speaking to him, telling him how I was feeling. So I did it through film or music. I would put something on that meant something to me and hope that he was a mind reader and could figure out how I felt. And when your words aren't enough as father and son, how does music fill in what you cannot say to each other? Does it? Have you used it that way?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a language of its own that really, um, when there are no words, you know, there don't really need to be any words in
Hmm.
some of the expressions that come through music. I'd say absolutely.
Um, Nathan, have you personally, you know, as you were growing up in the music business and finding your way, did you ever come across or have a father-son relationship with any other musical mentor?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there was a gentleman that he's no longer with us, but he was the band leader at the Hilton in San Diego, where a lot of us musicians kind of went through his band. His name is John Ozen, and he was like a father to all of us, you know, and really, we all learned so much from John. And so, John, if you're up there listening, a big hello. But he took on sort of that figure. But there are people like Bert Turetsky at UC San Diego, who was my contrabass teacher. Again, you know, put his arm around you like you're his son, you know. And I'll never forget Barry White, you know, putting his arm around me.
Mm,
First time, you know, one of the first times we were in the studio together, and just like 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 a proud father, you know.
wow, that's pretty cool. No,
Yeah,
you obviously got to see all these musicians, these just world famous, like iconic musicians that your father played with. Did it mean as much to you because you grew up in it, or I mean, were they as special, and were you in awe? Like a Barry White, I mean, I'd be like, whoa, I'd be so in awe of my dad and Barry White being in the same room. Did you have that fan awe of these great musicians? Did you realize
Absolutely,
who you were in the presence of?
absolutely. And of course, a lot of them, when you're young, they just seem like, oh, that's the
Yeah.
family,
Oh, hey, there's Barry White.
And so when you grow up, you kind of realize who they are as musicians. But it's been great to know a lot of these people as family, and then to discover how amazing they are
Yeah.
at artistry. And so it's really special. And one of my godfathers, Greg Phillinganes, another one of my godfathers is Bob James, who is in Fourplay. And so to be able to have grown up around them and learn from them and play with them is just truly special. And as much as we are family, I'm a fan. They're my musical hero
Mm,
at the end of the day. So it's very special.
incredible. Well, Nathan, if you don't mind, how do you guys feel about dedicating this interview and this episode to your mentor that you mentioned, John?
absolutely,
Would that
absolutely.
be okay with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Because
What was John's last name?
John Ozen,
Can you spell it for me?
Auzin, and you can
John.
John, yeah, and
Okay.
you know, you could Jason Sheff from Chicago. He was the bass player in John's band after me, you know, and I'm sure he'll tell you the same thing about John. He's like a father figure to all of us. And
That's so great.
yeah,
That's so great to have that. I'm happy you had that opportunity and you had that person in your life, John in your life. Well, fittingly, again, we're going to go out with Yesterday.
hey,
Anything you guys would like to say about the song before we go to break?
Well, speaking of mentors and like kind of family figures, my piano teacher introduced that song to me. Well, a jazz arrangement of that song long time ago, and of course we reimagined it for this album. But it's one of my favorite songs because of her introducing it to me. That was my piano teacher, Miss Sharon Shahid, and so I dedicate that song to her. And it's one of my favorite songs because of that. So hope you enjoy.
You do a beautiful job with
Thank
it. The new album, Father Son, by Nathan and Noah East, my special guest today. The album is out on April 18th, but lucky you, you get to listen to most of the album today with us. Quincy Jones says they totally crushed it. You can find Nathan East on nathaneast.com. There's a lot of great stuff on that website, so check it out, nathaneast.com, including tour dates and merchandise, which is a way that you can support Nathan and Noah is really to go see them and to go buy merchandise and support the artist on Facebook and Instagram at Nathan East. Noah East is on Instagram as well. And Noah, I got the wrong handle for you. What is your handle on Instagram?
it's just Noah East with the
Noah
underscore.
East. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And you can also find him on YouTube at Noah East Music.
Yes.
Okay, so again, the new album. Pre-save it right now. Father, Son. Here's Yesterday. We'll be right back.